Kees van der Pijl is a Dutch political scientist who is emeritus professor of international relations at the University of Sussex. He is known for his critical approach to global political economy and has published, amongst others, a trilogy on modes of foreign relations and political economy, Global Rivalries from the Cold War to Iraq, Transnational Classes and International Relations, and the Making of an Atlantic Ruling Class. Biography. Kees van der Pijl studied law at Leiden University from 1965 to 1967. After military service as a reserve officer in the Royal Dutch Military Police, and a trip through the Soviet Union to Japan in 1970, he switched to political science, a specialization taught in Leiden as part of the public law degree. His most influential teachers were Hans Dulder, Bensiges, and the Indologist J.C. Easterman, with whom he wrote his final thesis on the politics of regional diversity in India. He graduated in 1973 and was hired as a junior lecturer by the Department of International Relations at the University of Amsterdam in that year. In 1983, he received his doctorate at the University of Amsterdam on a thesis titled Imperialism and Class Formation in the North Atlantic Area, supervised by Gerd Ewan. He was involved in the Communist Party of the Netherlands and also published short stories and 3 novels. The Van der Pijl was co-director of the Research Center for International Political Economy from 1992 to 1998. With Henk Overbeek, Ries Bode, Otto Holman, Bastiaan van Apeldoorn and others, this created a tentative Amsterdam School of Global Political Economy. In 2000, Van der Pijl moved to the United Kingdom to take up the chair in international relations at the University of Sussex, vacant after the retirement of Professor Michael Nicholson. He was appointed director of the Centre for Global Political Economy at that university when it was launched in 2001, and was subject chair, head of the Department of Politics and International Relations from 2002 to 2004. In 2006 he was awarded a Leverhulme Major Research Fellowship. He has taught as a visiting professor at the University of Auvergne at Clermont-Ferrand and at L'Orientale University in Naples. His work has been nominated for prizes in 2007 and 2008, and he was awarded the Deutsche Memorial Prize in 2008 for Nomads, Empires, States. On his return to the Netherlands, he joined the Dutch anti-fascist resistance. He served as its president from 2013 to October 2015 and was involved in launching a committee of vigilance against resurgent fascism of which he is the current president. Research. The work of Kees van der Pijl covers 4 main areas: a. Transnational classes, b. the structure of the global political economy, c. the history of ideas in international relations and global political economy, d. modes of foreign relations. Transnational classes. The study of transnational class formation was central in the work at the University of Amsterdam. It built on the writings of Christian Paloy, Nikos Poulantzas, Alfred Sohn-Rethel and on the materialist Cold War history in the United States. The Van der Pijl's contribution was on the transmission of American mass production to Western Europe in the Marshall Plan and the relegation of the cartelized European steel industry to the role of a supplier for the automobile industry, resulting in a first book in Dutch. Economic statesmen involved in this process weld their different fractional perspectives into global beheers conceptus, a concept of control projects of presumed general interest totalizing all others, under the guidance of the dominant fraction. In his doctoral dissertation of 1983 and the book based on it, Van der Pijl applied this to the evolution of transatlantic class formation. In Transnational Classes and International Relations, neoliberalism is identified as the hegemonic concept of control in the closing decades of the 20th century. This book also analyzes the managerial cadre, an auxiliary class of salaried functionaries with directive educative roles. The cadre typically come to the fore in major crises, proposing managerial alternatives to liberalism. If not checked by popular mobilization, their intervention may assume authoritarian forms. Structure of the global political economy, challenging the state-centric understanding of world politics, which assumes that each state contains a self-enclosed society. The Van der Pijl distinguishes a Lockean heartland at the center of the global political economy. This is composed of the white majority, English-speaking countries, its common law tradition favoring social self-regulation and distrust of state encroachment, ideology of possessive individualism, and missionary interpretation of its role in the world have fostered the development of capitalist social relations. The Lockean heartland has interacted with rival states seeking to impose themselves on the societies, to balance and withstand the influence of the liberal West and avoid colonization. These contender states, of which France in the long 18th century, Germany, Japan and Italy from the late 19th to the mid-20th centuries, and the Soviet Union after World War II, have been the most important ones, developed through revolutions from above into alternatives to transnational West and liberalism. This line of analysis, developed in Transnational Classes and International Relations and more recently in Global Rivalries from the Cold War to Iraq, leads to the identification of China as the current primary contender. History of international thought, building on the concepts of the Anglophone Lockean heartland and the contender states. The Van der Pijl in Voordenken der Weltpolitik argued that the liberal West typically produced idealist conceptions of world order, against the realist power politics perspective of the contenders. After World War I, there was an exodus of such realists from the European continent to the United States, incorporating the realist argument into the IR mainstream. At Sussex, Van der Pijl has posted a web textbook for the MA in Global Political Economy, a survey of global political economy, in volumes 2 and 3 of his Modes of Foreign Relations project. Van der Pijl discusses what myth and religion say about foreign relations, and how liberalism prescribes the nation-state form for the world. The third volume, The Discipline of Western Supremacy, presents a historical sociology of the IR discipline in this light. Modes of Foreign Relations. In the Modes of Foreign Relations project, sponsored by the Leverhulme Trust under a major research fellowship 2006 to 2009, the Van der Pijl argues that interstate relations are transient, historical forms of more fundamental foreign relations, just as Marx developed a critique of equilibrium economics by claiming that this was only one mode of production, which had been preceded and would be followed by others. Van der Pijl in this project challenges the IR paradigm. Modes of foreign relations include a tribal, an empire, nomad, the sovereign equality, and the global governance modes. In each, a specific way occupation of space, its protection, and the exchange with others, are made possible by a given level of civilization.